Welcome to another Southern California Prep Insider Basketball Podcast. Tommy and Devin here. Devin, the league's kind of shaping up, and we're getting right in the thick of things, kind of coming towards home stretch here towards playoffs.
Yeah, we're getting close. The season seems like it's flown by super quickly this year. Just had the Rolling Hills Prep State Preview Classic and the Orange Lutheran Hoop Fest on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So those were good evaluation tools as far as kind of how things are shaping up for the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's probably a good thing for you to evaluate for the top 10 as well. So, Devin, who is in your top 10 this week?
Yes, sir. So the top 10 changed a little bit, but not at the top. Number 1, Sierra Canyon. Number 2, Rancho Christian. Number 3, Corona Centennial. Number 4, Bishop Montgomery. Number 5, Etowanda. Number 6, Rancho Verde. Moved up a couple spots after a really good win against Long Beach Poly. Number 7, Damien. Number 8, St. John Bosco. Number 9, probably catch some heat for this, Mater Dei. And number 10, Harvard Westlake.
All right, there we go. Why are you so worried about the Mater Dei thing? Is it they lost the game? Is that why?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Just always.
When teams move down, you catch heat. That's just what happens, Yeah.
All right, so we'll go from there. Players of the week. I'll give you my players of the week first. First, I have Sebastian Zerpa from Redlands East Valley. 20-plus points in his last 5 games, so he's on a pretty hot streak there. Drake London from Moore Park. Everyone knows about him going to USC. 25 points and 16 rebounds in their win over Gahr. And then finally, Joseph Octave from Mary Star of the Sea. 28 points and 11 rebounds in their win over Bourbon.
Good choices there. I'm going to go 2 teammates on my first 2 players of the week. First is Christian James from St. John Bosco. Scored 25 points in their upset win of Mater Dei on Friday. Second, Joshua Camper, junior guard at St. John Bosco, had 19 points, including a bunch of big-time momentum-changing threes and free throws down the stretch that helped Bosco seal that game. And finally, this is Anthony Frausto from Camarillo, a freshman, scored 11 points in the third quarter in Camarillo's upset win over Mater Dei. He made huge plays, made huge shots, and really changed the momentum of that game. Obviously, Jaime Chiquez had his 30-plus points, but Frausto, his performance was impressive for a freshman on that stage.
Yeah, it's a guy you got to watch out for. So just really quickly, everyone knows about the Bosco Mater Dei rivalry on the football field. Does that carry over to the basketball court as well?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's quite as chippy as the football rivalry is, whether it's on the field or in social media. But it was at Bosco, in that place. If you put 500 people in there, it gets jam-packed. It gets extremely loud, and it gets extremely, hot and kind of muggy in there. So it's a tough place to play for any team. And it was a great atmosphere. And, Bosco just, at the end of the game, was lacking execution.
All right, so that was our players of the week. We're going to go now to our field reporters. We'll start with Connor Morissette over at Valencia.
Richard, huge game for you tonight. You dropped 28 points. You're undefeated in the league. It was a rivalry win. How are you feeling walking off the court?
I'm pumped right now. This was a big win. This is the game we've been looking forward to. Just beat Saugus the second time because that's our biggest opponent really. So that's what we did.
You were so effective down the stretch in the second half. Every time Saugus would cut the lead to 4 or 5, you'd get a key bucket. How are you able to be so effective?
Yeah, I didn't want them to be that close. I wanted to have a little comfort zone. So when a bucket is needed, I try to get a bucket.
The fan support tonight was great. The Valencia crowd was awesome. Saugus brought a lot of people. It was a true rivalry game. What's it like to play in that kind of environment?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Both crowds, both student sections going at it. And, you can hear what they're saying. You can hear everything. It's a lot of fun, really. It's just to be in that moment and just make the most of it.
To win a rivalry game tonight and then to have already beaten them so you sweep your rival Saugus, what does that mean to you?
That's big. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make a statement, and we just got to build off of this. Tomorrow we have a game against Riverside Poly, so that's going to be a good matchup. So we just watched film on that, so we just got to, this game is over. We just got to go on the next game and just lock in for the next game.
Last question for you. Undefeated in league, what's it going to take to win out and win the Foothill League and then continue this run in the playoffs?
Definitely. Well, for the Foothill League, we just got to stay locked in. We can't get our heads big. We just got to finish out strong. We want to finish 10-0, so that's what we're going to do. Just stay locked in and just finish it.
Richard, thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Devin, what do you think about the Vikings this year?
Well, first of all, Connor Morissette does a great job covering high school sports. He's at everything. He puts in a lot of work, so shout out to Connor. But Valencia is an interesting team heading into the playoffs, too, because they have 3 guys who can really play with Richard Kawakami, who Connor interviewed. Josh Asif, a 6'7" wing, who's pretty skilled, and then Jaden Trower, if he can stay healthy through the playoffs. Valencia is going to be a tough team to beat. They won the Damien Classic Gold Division on the backs of those guys, and they have a real nice front line there and a couple guards who can play with Jake Quiliak as well.
All right, so we'll head on over to Beverly Fam now for a second report.
I'm here with Coach Greg Coombs of Godinez Fundamental High School. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate you being here.
So Godinez is a special place. It's a lot different from the other schools in the area. Can you explain a little bit about what a fundamental high school is?
Well, School Open is a fundamental high school, and what that basically means, there's a very high standard as far as academics, character, and the way you dress and the way you act on campus and in the community. We expect a lot out of our kids. You apply to get in, you're picked by a lottery system, and when you get here, you're expected to carry on high academic standards and the way we act and things like that.
Godinez has only been open since 2007, so
Right.
It's a very new school. What is it like to be part of something so new?
Well, I was able to open Century High School when it opened, then I came here in year 3, and it's just when you open a new school, you can set your own standards, you can make your own traditions, things like that. We've been very successful in sending kids on to 4-year schools academically. We've been very successful in sports also. We've had a huge amount of success for being such a young school.
So this is your 43rd year coaching overall, 38th year as a head coach.
Yeah.
What have been some of your biggest takeaways?
You know what? I'm really lucky. I'm one of the few people, and a lot of coaches in the community would probably tell you, a lot of coaches that have coached, I don't have to work. I get to come in every day and work with young people and work with the kids in basketball here at school. And whether we have an outstanding year or a fair year or anything in between, it's when they leave and come back. And I've had kids that have come here where their children have come seen me, and the kids have come into our basketball camp. And so with age, you get a little bit of perspective, historical perspective, and you've seen where the kids have, really shined as they go on into the future. And just really proud to be a part of this community. It's all been in this district in Santa Ana Unified, and so it's been a fun 38 years.
Recently, you were one of 13 California coaches to receive the CIF Model Coach Award from the CIF state organization, and the only coach in Orange County to do so. What does that honor mean to you?
It means that somebody, said something nice about me. But there's a multitude of coaches throughout Orange County and the state that put in time at every level of basketball and every level of every sport. Somehow I got fortunate to just be named, but it could have been any one of 100 or 1,000 people in Orange County. They could have picked them, and they would have been just as deserving. It's a nice honor. It says more about the kids that we have and things like that, the way they behave, the way they grow up, the way they go on to go to college and become young men and fathers, husbands, things like that. It's about what they do in the future more than anything I've done.
What do you want your Grizzly players to take with them once they leave here?
All the things that we try and teach in athletics, perseverance, trying to overcome adversity. We've never been a very tall team. We're not the most skilled team sometimes, but coming in every day, working to get better, putting in some kind of a plan, whether that be on the basketball court or someday in academics or in college. And, just go on and be somebody that will make our community proud of them. And fortunately, in the years I've been here, we've had tons and tons of kids, both in basketball and in other sports, and just kids on campus that do other things, drama, choir, whatever else there is, that have come back, and you're really proud at the end of the day for the things they've done and the accomplishments they've come up with.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
1, 2, 3, Grizzlies!
All right, Devin, time for the game picks. You are comfortably in the lead once again, so congratulations. We'll start with the game out in the desert. It is Shadow Hills and Rancho Mirage.
Ooh, this is a tough one because I have only seen Rancho Mirage, so I'm going to go with my eyes, and I'm going to pick Rancho Mirage. I saw them down at the BSN showcase at Carlsbad a few months back now. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'll just go the other way just because I need to make up the points. They played twice already so far this year. Shadow Hills won the first game 81-65. Then Rancho Mirage came back, won the next one 88-76. So two very evenly matched teams. Should be a good game out there. Next game we're going to talk about it is King and Corona.
So they've split their first two matches, but I'm going to go King here just because I think you're going to pick Corona because they're at home. So I'm trying to up my lead here.
You sure? Okay, you're trying to help me then. So you're trying to give me more games than I can win. I'll go with Corona here.
I'm trying to help you out, but also extend my lead at the same time.
All right, I'll go with Corona then. Here we go. A team we just talked about a little bit, Camarillo, they're going to be hosting Oak Park.
Yeah, I mean, Oak Park, led by Clark Slatcher, the younger brother of Wes Slatcher, who's now at Dartmouth, is having a big year, just like Jaquez, two of the top scorers in all of Southern California. I'm going to go Camarillo at home here, coming off that big team-boosting win over Mater Dei.
I'm going to copy you and go with them as well. You mentioned Clark and Jaime. Clark's averaging 31.3 points a game, Jaime 32.1, but Jaime's also leading the team in rebounds with almost 11 per game, so he has been a nightmare for opposing teams. He's also the human highlight reel, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Next game, it is Notre Dame, Sherman Oaks, and Chaminade.
So Zaire Williams sat out their last game against St. Francis. I'm not sure if he's back or not, but with that in the air, I'm going to go Chaminade because not only is Chaminade extremely good, led by sophomore guards Keith Higgins and Kenneth Simpson Jr., but if Zaire Williams isn't playing for Notre Dame, I like Chaminade in this one.
I'll go the other way. I'll go Sherman Oaks. I think they'll rally around not having him if he's not playing. Again, I'm not 100% sure what the deal is there, but again, I got to make up the points. Final game. It's going to be Warren and Gahr.
So Warren added a new piece to its roster in Javi Medeiros. Very good kind of combo guard who can score. And Warren has a couple other pieces too that are solid on the perimeter. So I'm going to go Warren here.
I'm going to copy you too. They've lost. You mentioned they added a piece there. They lost the first game by 10, second game by 6. So they're progressively getting closer to winning that game. So I think this might be the time that they get there. Devin, tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Oh, you find me on Twitter at Devin_Ugland. That's UGLAND.
All right, and then are you all showcased out? Or how are you feeling?
Nike Extravaganza, man. Friday and Saturday. See you there.
There you go. That's where he will be. I will be still on your internet right here. We'll be back with you next week. More top 10s, more game picks, more reporters on field, and all that good stuff. We'll see you then.